Alright, so this is a 16 by 32 Okamoto. It just came in. It has over-the-wheel dressing. It has a paper band filter with it. It has a little toolbox, has operator's manual, has your 5 leveling pads and your trowel, all your safeties, all your splash guards. We also have the big guard that goes across here. This is a 14-inch diameter grinding wheel that goes on here. And again, like I said, you have automatic over-the-wheel dressing. At the push of a button, you come out, it dresses. Now this is doing it manually. When you have it adjusted properly, you're going to actually advance this by the use of this little pawl here. See how that just moved forward? I'll do that again. The dressing cycle can be incorporated into the grinding program if you choose. If you were grinding a particular part that you wanted to dress the wheel within that one grinding cycle, that one part you're grinding, you can dress the wheel at a couple of different points within that's one cycle, and it's pretty amazing, but we're not going to go into all of that right now because we're not actually going to be grinding, and you have all that information from Okamoto or in the manual. You can set how many times the diamond goes over the wheel, how much you take off, how much it backs off, how many pieces you grind before it will dress. But just to keep it simple, you have a push button, you come down, you dress your wheel manually, and now you're going to go down and do your next part, because at the end of every grinding cycle, you still have to reset this machine. It doesn't hold its memory. So what that means is in the manual mode, you would use your push buttons here to come down to your part, and then at some point you'd switch to your manual pulse generator, which has a very fine feed. It's in the millions, 10 millionths when you put it on its lowest setting, so you can spark your part there, measure it, and then let's just say we wanted to put a value. Say I wanted to take 10 thousandths off now. I measured it, that's what I saw. I like a nice round number, so we'll take 10. And just to make this quick, we're going to do a plunge grind. Now this machine can do a plunge, meaning the wheel's going to come down, the table's going to traverse, but the saddle's not going to move. You're making a groove, you're making a slot, you're plunging. So we're going to put that on plunge, and we're going to put this, we're going to start the table. We're going to start the table. Oh, okay, we got to have the table speed here. And these are your dogs here that you would set as your part would get longer, but just for the video, we're going to keep them close together. So now that we have the table going, I want to start this plunge feed. Now you see I put in 1,000, and in my program here, I'm only using my coarse feed of 1,000. So it should feed down 10 times before it gets to 0. So there's 9, and 5 thousandths, 4, 3, 2, and when it gets to 0, it does a certain amount of spark out passes and then parks. Now you can put any number you want in here, your actual measured number with you know, I just put a nice even number in there. It works the same way when you want to do the surface grinding. Surface grinding program is where you have your saddle moving. You want to make sure you have that pulled out. So now when we start our table going, we're also going to move the saddle. Now again, the saddle has a couple of dogs over here. You spread them out for a larger piece. For the video, we just want to move a short distance. So I come over here now, I use my manual. I come down with my hand wheel here, I touch off on my workpiece, I measure it, I park my table, I measure my part, I set this back to 0, I put the value in here, got to be an edit. It could be any kind of number that you need to take off, but in our case I like to keep it short, so we're going to go 2, 3, 4 thousandths. No. 4 thousandths, and then start the table going, and it won't do anything until you put it into the next spot here, which is actually automatic. There's not a cycle start button that you push. You go into here. Now it's going to be running in automatic. So when it reverses, this is going to come down a thousandth. And obviously that's a large increment. You can set that to come down in the millions if you want. And there's also a fine and a coarse feed. I'm only using the one feed right now, not to confuse you, but you have a changeover point you can select, and then at that point of changeover, you go to a different increment. So now we're down to just the thousands. It's going to go to 0, and it's going to do a certain amount of spark out passes, which will be across and back again for each one. Again, I like to keep that number down there low. This machine is wired for 220 volts, 230 volts, 240 volts, 208. You have different taps on the transformer to plus or minus 15% or whatever it is. So there you have it. That's the Grindex, the 16x32 DX. Beautiful machine. Thank you very much.